Let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the local bourse that got mostly high handover from the Asian markets, even though we did see China's inflation data continuing to drop. But even with those higher markets from Asia, the all share has sunk into the red. Of course, South Africa's eyeballs will be on the State of the Nation address that will be delivered by President Cyril Ramaphosa tonight. So as I mentioned, the all share in the red, declining almost 0.8%, with the industrial 25 extending those losses that we saw earlier on, declining more than 2%. Financial 15 there, declining 1/3%, and the resources 10 complex down by almost a similar margin. Let's take a look at what is happening stateside. And of course, you are halfway through that earnings season for the fourth quarter. Quite a number of earnings came out, including Disney, with its shares climbing as it beat on earnings forecast and announced a $1.5 billion investment into Epic Games. Also did get a labor market data there, with the weekly jobless claims coming in less than what markets had anticipated, still signaling quite a strong labor market on that front. A mixed picture over there, with the tech-heavy Nasdaq being the only gainer there, up by more than 0.1%. The S&P 500 down slightly, almost 0.1%, and the Dow 0.06% below that flat line. Let's take a look at the European markets, and over there, those markets also digesting quite a number of earnings. Also did have a Danish shipping giant Maersk, that company shares dropping after the company painted quite a gloomy outlook for 2024 because of high uncertainty and halted its share buybacks. Mixed picture over there as well, but mostly green. The FTSE 100 being the only one sinking into the red there, declining almost 0.5%. The CAC 40 leading those gains. They're advancing almost 0.9%, and the DAX are climbing more than 0.4%. Let's take a look at what is happening on the currency scene and start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. More weakness coming through to the rand, now just under 19 rand against the US dollar, against the pound at 23.89 rand, and against the euro at 20.41 rand. Let's take a look at how the other currency pairs are doing, with the euro dollar at 1.07, pound dollar at 1.25, and more weakness on the yen, now just above 149 against the US dollar.